Hello friends, my name is Haley and today I am doing a massive Christmas bookish gifts / December book haul. I just figured it all kind of fits together and I'll just show you everything that I got in one video. So I'm going to start off with the gifts that my friends and family got. Every person who got me a gift got me something bookish, which was really nice. So I just wanted to show off both the books and the book related material that I got because I got some really good stuff. I was very surprised. So going in order, my friend Janelle hosted this white elephant party amongst our little circle of friends, and she's been the only person I've been able to talk about A Court of Thorns and Roses with. So you can't even imagine what my reaction was when I got High Lady of the Night Court mug. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I think this is just going to go on my bookish shelf because I don't want to ruin it and it's so beautiful. But now, like, I'm the High Lady of the Night Court. It makes me so happy. It was just perfect. And then in our white elephant exchange, her husband Warren, I ended up getting his gift. And one of the things in my gift was Boo You Horcrux, which is, of course, a mashup between Harry Potter and Mean Girls. And it's probably my favorite quote from Mean Girls, so this was like perfect for me. Made me very happy just to start off the holiday season with 2 bookish gifts, and it just kept coming. So from there, my best friend Sid got me 2 excellent bookish gifts. The first is Thug Kitchen, which is a cookbook, a vegan cookbook. But what's really cool about this, if you don't know, Thug Kitchen is a blog, and they made a couple of books, and it's hilarious. If you see Eat Like You Give A, other than cooking directions, I've read this entire book. There's a little description of every meal, and they're all hilarious, and the food looks delicious. So if you're looking for a good vegan recipe book, I highly recommend this book. It's engaging for people who don't really like to cook very often. I'm so excited to use this book. So Sid also got me a second book, which is this really cool Maleficent book called Mistress of All Evil, A Tale of the Dark Fairy, and it's by Serena Valentino. She chose this one specifically because it's signed, which is really awesome. All of these books look really interesting, so I'm going to read this one, see how it goes, and maybe pick up the other ones. And I gotta show you, look at it without the book cover. This book is basically just Maleficent's side of the story of the events that unfold in Sleeping Beauty. And what I'm really hopeful for about it, I haven't looked up any reviews or anything online, but I can only imagine that it's better than the live action movie. If you liked that movie, no offense, it was not my cup of tea. I don't like that they just completely basically retconned the original story. That's what I really have a problem with. So as long as this book goes along with the original story, I think it'll be a really fun read. So my main gift from Dustin, my boyfriend, was this really beautiful Kylo Ren statue that I've been dying for a really long time. But aside from that, he got me one extra little thing that I thought was so thoughtful. He got me a Ketterdam tank top, and it's so beautiful. Look at it, it's like both covers. We got the wing from Six of Crows, and then the castle from Crooked Kingdom. It's unfortunately a little too cold right now to wear it, but I can't wait until it warms up and I can because it makes me so happy. And then on Christmas Day, I got a couple gifts from everybody from my family. So my brother got me the illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which has actually kind of become a tradition now. He's gotten me all 3 of the books, so I can only assume that he's going to continue, assuming that they're able to illustrate the giantness of books 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we'll see, but I'm so excited to have this now. So next, my sister got me a lot of other things, but she did get me one little bookish thing, which she got me this really beautiful Peter Pan bookmark. It's got Peter and Wendy flying under the moon. The blue is really beautiful. I love the design of it. And yeah, I'm excited to put it in some books. My mom is so sweet, so I asked her if she could make me a book sleeve because I got this one from Bookbo in my owl crate, and I really liked it so much, but I would like one for my bigger books because I've got a lot of hardbacks that obviously aren't going to fit in this little one. So I asked her if she could make me one, and she went overboard. Boy, did she make me one. She made me 5. So I got 2 of the big size that I wanted, a really beautiful lightsaber pattern, and then the house symbols from Game of Thrones. So these are the large sizes, and then she made me 2 middle size, another Game of Thrones with the Iron Throne, and then this really beautiful Justice League pattern, which makes me really happy because it has Black Canary and Zatanna, which you, first of all, hardly ever see on anything, and they're two of my favorite superheroes. And then she got me a little tiny one for mass market paperbacks. I don't read those very often, but I know I'll find a use for this. And look, it's got Hey Arnold, it's so cute! And then the last of the gifts, my parents got me a gift card to Amazon, so naturally I spent it on Christmas because I have a wish list and I knew exactly what books I wanted to get with it. So I got the special edition of A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I've never read the first book. I don't own it, so it was perfect because I fell in love with this cover, and I try not to, you'll laugh at me in just a second that I say this, you'll have a bit of deja vu, that I say I try not to buy multiple copies of books. Just, I would rather not, especially, I haven't read the book, I don't know if it's my favorite yet, but this edition is so beautiful with the illustrations and stuff that this is perfect. It was perfect timing. So I'm going to do the same thing and wait for the special edition of Vicious to come out. My only concern is, someone please let me know. Do you know if they're making special editions for part 2 and 3? Because I would like them all to match, but once I read this book, I'm probably immediately going to want to read the next 2, and then I'm going to have a black and then 2 whites, and my life is going to be in shambles. I don't know who I am anymore. So it's a little hard for me to describe the book. I've heard it described a lot, but because I've never read it, just reading the little jacket flap is kind of hard to put together. So I know that there's parallel Londons. There's Grey London, Red London, and White London, and our main character, Kel, is this rare breed of magician who's able to travel between them, and he kind of ends up acting as an ambassador. And on the side, he's also a smuggler. And then he runs into Delilah Bard, who ends up robbing him, but they end up having to work together in this world where there's a lot of dark magic that they have to save the world from. That's the gist that I gather from it anyway. Anything that has to do with smugglers, you always know is going to be a fun time. So I've been so excited to read it. This is one of my goals to read in 2018 is this series. I'm so excited. It just sounds so incredible. So I will be getting to this before too long. And then the second book that I got is, of course, the 10th anniversary of City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. As soon as I saw this at Barnes & Noble, I said, this is going on my Amazon wish list immediately, and if someone doesn't buy it for me for Christmas, I'm getting it for Christmas as soon as I possibly can. Because look at this Cassandra Jean artwork. Hello. There's art of all of the main characters in here. For example, here's an Isabel. And I know that it's got little sketches at the beginnings of the chapters as well. I'm so happy. Like, I know I just was saying, right, that and it has the gilded edges. I was just saying that I don't like to buy multiple copies of books, but this is my favorite series of all time. So I had to have it. It's a beautiful cover. Yeah, I'm not gonna not have this book. So that's all the gifts that I got from friends and family. So everybody who got me a gift, even if it wasn't bookish, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But this year I just really feel like everybody really got me. I got really special gifts and I'm grateful for every single one of them. So thank you everybody so much. So now for the rest of my book haul. This book is kind of a gift, but it was just one of those, here, you haven't had it, I have an extra copy. My friend Jen, who threw that White Elephant party, gave me The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. It's her favorite book. She has like 3 copies of it, so she just gave me one of her spare paperbacks. So this is about Hazel and her brother Ben, and they've grown up in Fairfold, where humans live in coexistence with fairies, and throughout their childhood, they've made up these grand stories about this boy with horns and a glass coffin. And eventually, she starts to forget about these myths that they've made up because she doesn't believe he'll ever wake up. And then one day he does, and so our story begins. I've always loved fairies, but until I read The Court of Thorns and Roses, wow, my love has really skyrocketed. By the way, there is a new Fae playable race in Dungeons & Dragons, so you should get on top of that. It's in an extra side book. I don't remember how to pronounce it. It's like Xanthar or something. I don't know. Look it up online, Fae race. But yeah, that's the thing you can do. But also, another thing you can do is read this book, because I'm going to do it really soon. Next up, this was a little bit of an impulse buy. I got Silence by Shushaku Endo. I'm so sorry, I probably butchered that name. I really thought the movie was intriguing. I had no idea that it was written by a Japanese author. So when I found that out, I really wanted to actually read it and see this different perspective, because the movie's only told from the perspective of the priests. So I'm just very curious. It's a very different book for me, and that's part of what's really intriguing for me. One of my goals for 2018 is to read more diversely, so I think this would be a great place to start. So, for those of you who didn't see the film or aren't familiar with this story, it's about two Jesuit priests who traveled to Japan in the 17th century when Japan is very hostile towards their religion. But, you know, they're on a religious mission to try to bring their faith to the people of Japan. But they bear witness to a lot of cruelties when, as I said, Japan is still very hostile to their religion. So people are forced to renounce their faith and they have to witness all of this, and they go through a lot too. It's such an intense movie. I can only imagine what the book is like. I actually thought the book would be much thicker, which is another thing that I'm very curious about. All of my book purchases this month were just impulse buys. Isn't that what most book purchases are? They're books you look at for months and months and then you're finally like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. So I've been looking at this book for like 3 or 4 or 5, 6 months. I got Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. Obviously it's a book of poetry. She's a Canadian author. I've just been trying to open myself up to poetry more. I decided to also get The Princess Saves Herself in this one by Amanda Lovelace. And then I posted a Twitter poll asking what you would like to see me read in a 24-hour readathon, and it was comics because I have so many to catch up on, or Star Wars heroines. And Star Wars Heroines was the winner. So first of all, I got Rebel Rising by Beth Revis. So this story is really just about Jyn being brought in by Saw Gerrera and really dedicating herself to the cause of the rebels. I chose this book because I didn't like Jyn in Rogue One, but I was so disappointed because the trailers made her look like this amazing badass, and I just felt like they completely changed her when they made the edits. And I can tell because we had that quintessential line, "Rebellions are built on hope, I rebel," and that line got taken out of the movie. And I was like, how could you take that out? This was like a fantastic quote. And I feel like she was more of a rebel probably in the first cut, and they changed who she was and gave her a lot less personality. I don't know what that was about, but I'm hoping that there's something more to her in this book. So that's why I decided to give her another shot, and hopefully I like her more. Next, I got this middle grade book, Cobalt Squadron by Elizabeth Wein, and this book is about Rose Tico and her sister Paige. Rose and Paige come from this planet that was destroyed by the First Order, so they come to General Leia Organa's resistance. Paige is a top gunner in the bomber group Cobalt Squadron, and Rose is the technician, so they end up finding themselves in this opportunity to help another planet that's in a situation similar to their own, so they devise this brilliant plan to come save the people. I really wanted to read this book because I really enjoyed Rose in the movie, and I was really excited to get some background on her and read about her sister because I thought she was a very intriguing character, even though we didn't really get to see very much of her. And then my last badass ladies of Star Wars book that I got was Star Wars Ahsoka. So if you're not familiar with the character of Ahsoka Tano, she was Anakin Skywalker's apprentice in the Clone Wars. She's only been depicted in the Clone Wars TV series and the new series Rebels. After facing a betrayal, Ahsoka left the Jedi Order and kind of just renounced her ways, knowing that the Jedi would always be there. But then Order 66 happened and all of the Jedi were murdered. So she moved to this farming moon named Rada, and she befriended a young girl named Kaden and found sort of this peaceful life, I would assume. So naturally, the Empire finds Rada, evades it, and she has to decide whether she wants to expose her Jedi past in order to help or keep it a secret. So I just really want to learn more about Ahsoka. I mean, look at her. She's got 2 white lightsabers. You never see white lightsabers. That would be my choice of lightsaber color. FYI, fun fact. I think Ahsoka's story is very interesting, that she was a Jedi and she left the Order. We don't really learn about characters like that. And then the last book, or books, that I acquired this year is the complete set of Harry Potter paperbacks. Now, yes, I do own all of the books as it is, and I'm holding it on my shoulder because it's a very heavy set. Have you seen these covers? They're so beautiful. I had to have them. I had to. And I got a really good deal. My favorite, personally, it's so hard to pick a favorite, actually. I really like Prisoner of Azkaban. Harry's Patronus is gorgeous on it. I basically like all the books with various hues of blues on them. I know this one's a little bit warmer, but we've got some purples here. But I love that they're riding the Thestrals. It's so pretty and kind of a unique scene from the book. And I really like the cover for the Deathly Hallows as well, because the orange and the dragon is gorgeous. So I had to have them, and I'm very pleased, and I don't mind that I spent the money on them at all, because in my personal opinion, it's a must-have. And I'm really sounding like a hypocrite saying that I don't like to buy multiple copies of books, but it's my life.